Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm kicking off more of these mixed media pages. And today is video one. There's going to be 3 videos of encrusted pages. So this all started with Cree Rama's mixed media challenge that took place last month in January. One of the days listed encrusted papers. And once I really started to think about this prompt, I had so much fun that I wanted to take my time and quote unquote do it right and bring you guys lots of ideas. So I grabbed some items from within my stash, and I am going to start here by showing you how to peel away the back layers of a napkin. And it's actually these back layers of the napkin that I want. It's not the design on the front. So when you have napkins, you can discard the backs if you want to. I'm not in your craft room, it's your craft room. But I will tell you that they are incredibly helpful and very useful in mixed media techniques. And so today, here I am separating the layers. I used a little masking tape so I could really get the layers separated. And we're going to need them for this encrusted paper. So this is video 1. And in all of my videos, I'll be using this Canson XL watercolor paper. I can get 4 5x7 card fronts from one sheet of 11 by 15. So, this is kind of video 1. It'll give you at least a little information. And the next 2 videos will be a little shorter and they'll be completely different. So using different materials, I gathered like this kind of trim that you can find at Dollar Tree or other places. And it's like a mesh trim, and it's made of plastic, but it looks like metal. I grabbed lots of things. I grabbed buttons from my stash, and these are big, thick, dimensional buttons. But and you don't use them all the time on cards because of all the dimension, but sometimes they come in handy. And like these are the flat back ones. I'm not going to bother with removing that. I'm going to leave that as it is. And I'm going to tell you that everything that I put on at this stage, the color doesn't really matter. The color doesn't matter. I also have had these like internal flower stamen kind of faux things in my stash forever, and I never use them. Do not go buy them because I'm showing them to you. I just was simply trying to use things that I normally don't use for one reason or another. Like I have this great box of embellishments, but some of the rhinestones are really big, and I just don't use really big rhinestones on a regular basis. But they are going to be perfect for these encrusted pages. So what I'm working on today can be backgrounds for cards. They would be gorgeous. And I've actually done something like this for journal covers before. If you've ever seen my ideas journal, then you know what I'm talking about. It has an encrusted, if you will, cover. Cree Rama did a really cool video for her idea of what an encrusted page is. And my brain just went to town with it. So we're going to have some fun here. So basically what I'm doing in this stage is I'm picking all my under layers. I'm wanting things with dimension, and I'm wanting to create some visual interest, even though we're going to cover it up and we're going to paint on top of it. And we're going to do all these things to it. So I don't care that I have black and blue and gold and pink, and none of the colors matter. I use the Fabri-Tac to tack everything down. And I even tack down like the little stamen pieces. Then I grabbed that tissue, the back of that tissue, and I'm going to cut this down and put this. I actually at first thought I'd do 2 sheets with one big sheet of tissue, and then I realized that's probably not a great idea. Go ahead and just cut it down for each piece and do them individually would be my advice. And then I'm adding this matte Mod Podge, and I'm going, so all this stuff has been glued down and it has dried. There's a lot of drying time, I will tell you, in this process, but it is worth it. And One way to kind of get over the fact that some mixed media has a lot of dry time is make multiple pieces at once. So that way, if you're thinking about your time as an investment, you'll at least go, okay, well, yeah, I had to wait for things to dry, but I made 5 backgrounds, not one. So think in multiples if you're doing something like this, would be my advice. And then you just get more at the end of the day. But yeah, so once all of my kind of fixtures on that background were dry, that's when I could do this process of layering in plenty of Mod Podge with a silicone mask brush. And I'm just working that tissue paper on. Then I have to let that dry completely. It needs to be completely dry. So you guys, I worked on these papers for like a week because of how I work in my craft room and what my schedule is like. I got to do a little bit each day in the morning. And so I just took it in stages. So after, and the next day I came in and those were all dry. And now I could work with my watercolors. You could use ink, acrylic paint, gouache, watercolor, whatever you have, alcohol markers, whatever you've got, you can try it and see how it works. I really liked the result that I got with my watercolors. And the great thing about using plenty of Mod Podge is that I didn't have to worry about like my watercolor reactivating the paper and moving the tissue or tearing the tissue. My surface is incredibly fixed at this point. So I have a canvas to work on that I don't have to worry about damaging in any way. I don't have to worry about anything moving or shifting. It's permanent. So now I'm just working in color and creating, a visually interesting background with a color palette that felt appealing to me. You could use any color palette that feels appealing to you, but this one really worked for me. And I'm going to do this with both of these. Now, you could also, in between the Mod Podge and doing this stage, you could also put like a thin layer of gesso if you needed to knock some colors back or something like that. You could totally do that. You could do a gesso layer after the Mod Podge and before your paint. I just didn't find that I needed that stage. I wanted some of the colors to come through, and this gold mesh, I really liked that the metallic came through anyways with that Mod Podge, and so I liked having the transparency, but you could add a layer of gesso and reduce the transparency of the items that you have kind of locked onto your page. So I really enjoyed these papers because I found myself thinking about things differently. I found myself thinking about things because of their dimension, because of their texture, and in a very elaborate way. I feel like these papers are really elaborate and they're very dramatic, and that is fun to create. Now, this isn't your average everyday card, but I do actually end up turning this piece here into a card, which I'm going to show you. I'm also going to show you a sneak peek of the other pages that are coming up in this series, so that hopefully you'll come back and watch and see my other 2 versions of how I interpreted encrusted pages. I laid down some salt, then I had to let that all dry completely, and then I knocked off the salt and knocked it off of that page. And now I'm coming in with this Kuretake gold mica ink, and you can find this on Amazon. I'll find it and leave it linked down below for you. But I'm coming in and adding this into the card now as my very last top layer. And it really kind of works into that gold mesh and kind of makes it all make sense. And I rubbed like a pretty dry brush across the texture of the top and the bottom of the card, worked the gold into that centerpiece, And then I did the same thing on the other page. And I really feel like this gives it that final touch. And the cool thing about using this mica ink is that the mica doesn't spread. A lot of times with some products, the mica comes off on your fingers. You don't have to worry about that with this mica ink. It will not release or come off once it's dried. It's permanent, and all of the mica stays on your project, which I find to be most ideal. So for all of these layers, I'm really glad that I used that thick and sturdy Canson XL watercolor paper. I think you could do this technique with a thinner watercolor, or cardstock. You could definitely do it with a cardstock as well, because you're creating layers with the Mod Podge, so you don't have to use watercolor paper. You could try it with junk mail. You know, experiment in your own craft room with the supplies that you have and see what you could come up with. I mean, in the beginning I showed you, you could use paper clips, you could use any number of items and objects, broken jewelry. This is my broken jewelry box, and I've been like holding on to this moon brooch for so long. And I finally now have a project to put it on, and I'm actually going to finish this card off with this moon brooch. Now, it is missing some gems, and I have these old Nouveau gems in my stash. I wish Nouveau still made these. I don't think that they do, but they at one point made these flat back gems that were all different shapes, and they were just super cool. And so I am going to kind of make the brooch look better. I'm poking some holes so that the latch of the brooch can go through to the card. And I'm going to just physically attach it that way to the card. I'll end up using some foam and different things to secure it in place, but I just wanted to give you an idea of the attachment. So here's a sneak peek at some of the encrusted pages that I have coming up. This is one that we made today. I've turned a lot of them into cards. They're very different. I can't wait to share all of these techniques and ideas with you guys. We're going to be using a lot of supplies that maybe you already have and just never use. Sorry, I needed some water. But yeah, this is my card for you today. And see the gems on there? Oh, I just love it so much. I hope you guys enjoy this idea. I'd love to see what you make, and you can share it in my community here on my channel, or tag me on Instagram. I want to see what your encrusted pages would look like. These are what mine look like in this round, but yeah, I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.